There are moments in war that rewrite the meaning of fear, not because of armies, but because of one person, silent, unseen, and unshakable. In the winter of 1943, deep on the Eastern Front, a woman named Lieutenant Irina Volkov carried a rifle longer than her arm and a calm sharper than the steel inside it. She was a sniper, one of the few allowed near the front lines. To most soldiers, she was invisible. To her superiors, she was a statistic.
But to Major Grigory Antonov, commander of the 12th Rifle Regiment, she was an inconvenience. Arrogant and decorated, Antonov didn't believe women belonged on the battlefield. War, he used to say, is no place for trembling hands and soft hearts. Irina heard those words every morning, spat like venom during briefings. But she never answered back. She listened, adjusted her scope, and waited. Her record spoke louder than any insult. 49 confirmed kills, each made with a single bullet.
Then came the day that would test them both. A German sniper unit had pinned down Antonov's battalion. 3 men dead in minutes. Panic began to spread. From behind the rubble, Irina spoke only once. Permission to engage. Antonov laughed. "If you can hit him, Lieutenant, I'll eat my hat." The challenge was thrown. The arrogance was set. And history was about to witness a silence so heavy it would echo for decades.
Snow fell like ash across the shattered ruins. The sound of gunfire had faded to whispers. Irina steadied her rifle, her breath clouding the cold air. Through her scope, she saw him, the German marksman, hidden behind a twisted iron beam. A flicker of light from his scope betrayed his position. Her heartbeat slowed. The world narrowed to a single point. Antonov smirked behind her. "You'll miss, and he'll take your head next." But she didn't hear him. Her finger brushed the trigger, gently, deliberately. Crack! One sound, then silence. The distant glint vanished. The enemy's rifle dropped. Antonov froze mid-laugh. His voice died in his throat. Around them, every soldier turned toward Irina, the woman who had ended the battle with one shot. The field went quiet. The legend had just begun. The air hung heavy. Antonov stepped forward, disbelief etched across his face. That was luck," he stammered. Irina said nothing. She lowered her rifle, brushed the frost from her gloves, and looked toward the lifeless ridge where the enemy had fallen. A sergeant approached, eyes wide. "Confirmed kill, sir. Headshot. 600 meters." The unit erupted in murmurs. Soldiers who once snickered behind her back now stared in awe. Even the wind seemed to pause, carrying the sound of that single bullet farther than any speech could.
Antonov tried to regain his command. "Back to positions. Don't just stand there." But no one moved. Not until Irina turned and spoke. Her voice steady, quiet, undeniable. "Sir," she said, meeting his eyes, "respect doesn't come from rank. It's earned by precision and restraint." Antonov's jaw tightened. He opened his mouth to retort, but stopped. There was nothing he could say. The truth had been carved into the snow between them. That night, word spread through every trench and barrack. The woman sniper who'd silenced a ghost. The arrogant major who'd been humbled without a shot fired his way. Later, as reports reached headquarters, a colonel summoned Irina for debriefing. "Lieutenant Volkov," he said, "men speak your name with both fear and pride. How do you feel about that?" Irina looked at him, her expression unreadable. "Fear fades, but respect, that lasts longer than war." And with that, she left the tent. No medals, no speeches, just the quiet dignity of someone who had let her skill, not her anger, deliver justice. The moral was clear. True strength is silent. Arrogance shouts. Precision whispers and wins.
Years passed. The war ended. Names of generals and commanders filled the textbooks, but among the soldiers, another name lived in whispers: Irina Volkov. They said she could see through fog, that her rifle never missed. But those who served beside her remembered something deeper: the calm after her shot, and the look on Major Antonov's face as his pride shattered. Antonov himself retired quietly. He never mocked another soldier again. In later years, when asked about the war, he would say only one thing: "Once I saw humility save an entire regiment." Irina never sought fame. She returned to a quiet village near Smolensk, tending her father's fields, her rifle buried under the floorboards.
But every winter, when the snow fell, young soldiers would visit her doorstep, asking for advice. She always gave the same answer: never aim to prove your worth to others. Aim to protect your purpose, and the rest will follow. Her one shot didn't just end a battle. It ended an era of arrogance. To this day, snipers across the world whisper her lesson before their first mission: breathe, focus, earn your silence.